Get your track. Here it goes. Here it goes. All platforms, everywhere.
Well, I crawled out of bed about 3:45, grabbed my turkey gun and stumbled out the door. I never get up before the crack of dawn, but I'll be sitting at the roost before them first turkeys yawn. Yes, I will. If you want to get a turkey, you need a lot more than luck. You can't just sit there like a dumb cluck. It ain't like hunting bucks or waiting for a goose. You gotta sound sexy and learn to
seduce.
Turkeys kind of do it like this. So I grab my bag of tricks, scratch my head. Time to get them turkeys moving, wake them up from the dead. I reach for Old Faithful, my favorite call. Gonna round me up a herd of them butterballs. I can teach them now. Now you gotta hold still. Still can be.
Is that Donald Duck?
In the bushes,
What?
looking at me.
Donald Duck?
It's my nose.
Yeah,
My
Donald
butt began
Duck.
to hurt, had mosquitoes
What did
landing
what
on
did
the
Donald
back of
Duck
my
do?
shirt.
Like did he join the brigade?
Hey, they're not killing
But
ducks.
isn't he in the same genus? Like he's still like a fowl, right?
Feather picker, seller of a manure spreader. Scared the crap right out of me. You know what a turkey is, don't you?
I can't.
I think we can legally.
52 grouse.
I think
Wait,
we can legally only play a few minutes.
I kill you a few. Yeah, only like a half a minute. Yeah.
Half a minute.
Dude, that
anyway.
shit's ridiculous. Wait, what is that name? Was it called the Turkey Point Buck?
It is
What,
called.
banana-
I don't know where you found this. but
It's
It's pretty.
yeah,
it's
that's
pretty gold.
the song was a turkey hunting.
Well, happy
The turkey
Thanksgiving.
song.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy pre-Thanksgiving, coming at you slightly before Thanksgiving. Oh my God, it's coming back.
I didn't even do that.
You didn't even do that? I didn't do
It just
that.
wants to be
The turkey's
played.
hunting, dude. That's like creepy cover.
As the description says, don't go out and buy and get it. Go turkey shopping right now. Don't go out in the madness and
I'm trying to stay away.
and
trying to
I
stay
was
away.
at Walmart and everyone was just it was mad. Like there was barely any parking, bumper to bumper. This girl actually backed up into me. I didn't tell you. But
Oh no, really?
She literally.
She hit
I was
you?
like, "Meh, meh, meh," and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, why would you back up?" And she hit me.
What, like, actually, like her car hit you.
Yeah.
Or what did you just? It was just like a small
It was
bump?
like barely anything, but paint. There was paint on my
You should have
car.
came out like a crazed turkey.
Yeah.
You
I
should've
was
come
just
out-
like, I don't even want to deal with this
Start
right
talking
now.
in turkey speak.
I actually followed her. I followed her, and then she parked, and there were people behind me, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't think it's worth it to."
No, I mean, if it's not really, I mean,
It was
dude,
just a little trading.
it
paint,
depends on the
but-
person too. But like, I've always done stuff like that where, if it's not like a big deal, like literally, if you bump me and it's physically no damage, even if there's like a little, I mean, like literally a
Well, there
little
was
scratch,
paint.
like
Her car
you
was
could rub it
white.
out.
Yeah.
You know, because I've had that happen where if I bumped somebody one time in probably like 30 plus years of driving, dude, that I bumped somebody one time, I tapped them, and the person gets out of the car, they're like, "Oh my God!" And my car's like, their car's kind of shitty and old, but whatever, it's still your car, and I respect your car, and I don't want to put more damage in your car, right? So like, I just bumped them, and they were like, oh my God. And she just keeps on saying, "Oh my God." I'm just like, what? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your car. Right? She's like, "Look." And I looked at it, and I think what I'd seen was the little, like how the plates have the screws, the top screw in the plate? Because I bumped her, and her bumper stuck out. There was literally above her screw plate, there was a little imprint of my screw. And she's like, I'm like, listen.
Oh, dude.
And she wanted us. She's like, "Oh, should I call the police? Oh, should I file a report?"
Oh my
and
goodness.
she's asking me, and I'm just like, I
Was
guess. I'm like, literally, there's like really no damage there. I'm like, what are you gonna do? I was
Was
like,
it her car?
I was like this. I guess, it was her car. I was like,
I wonder
I'm
if
like
she was
sitting
like.
there. I'm like,
I wonder if she's freaking out because it was either like a lease car or like a.
no, dude. She said she just got it back after from being fixed, and the car looked like it was already. I mean, it wasn't a brand new car. It wasn't anything expensive, and it's fine. Again, I'm not trying to validate the fact that it wasn't an expensive car or wasn't a new car, but the damage was so minute that it was almost like untraceable to the untrained eye if you were in the car. So you'd have to like go up, look at it, and she's like, and I could see she's a big deal because you could just see on her face everything's a big deal. In her face, on her face, next to her face, you could see, oh, it's a big deal. And I was just like, I was like, if you really want to, I'm like, and I just broke it down to her. And this is what happens in sales, just so you know, when you break down the logistics to people and you like really show them what the fuck they're getting into, it's a totally different story. I was like, okay, so what you're going to do, I told her, so what you're going to do is you're going to pull over here. We're going to call the police. You're going to wait half an hour to 45 minutes for the cops to show up. The cops are going to come. They're going to file a report based on I bumped you. They're going to look at the damage and say that there is a screw tap in the back of your upper plate. You're going to file the paperwork. I'm going to call. Your insurance is going to go up. I'm going to fight your insurance, and you're going to get absolutely nothing. Is that what you want? And she's like, oh, I guess not. I'm like, all right, well, I'm sorry I bumped you and have a great day. So, I mean, because it literally was, I was at a turning area and we stopped and I just moved up a little too much because the car, I actually was driving. I was actually, I remember, I was actually driving a rental. I was driving a rental, so I misjudged because there was a time a few years ago where I was like, I used to buy cars and now I just lease them. Excuse me. So, like, I was going through a bunch of rentals, so I was kind of renting. I wanted to get I wanted to get my fill of like what I wanted to drive type, right? So I was just renting car after car, like week or two at a time. And essentially what I did was I just misjudged this one car, its nose, how far from where it is. And, you get used to driving your car. Like, you're used to driving your car, right? Like, you can judge stuff and make, turns and do things that you probably wouldn't do if you didn't drive your car for a week.
You sort of know how, like, what your parallel parking situation's like, and I mean, speaking of little nail dents or little screw dents, you should look at the back of my car. There's like so many like little like things like when people are parking. Like, I bet if you looked at any car parked on the street in the general LA area, like, there's always like something like
there's always some kind of
behind the car.
So it's something that's slammed in the back of you, like either unsuspectedly or intentionally.
Maybe if you had a Cybertruck, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited, even though it looks like something out of like a Mad
Check
Max
out
movie.
our first episode on Cybertruck.
Yeah, we kind of talk about the Cybertruck. So speaking of talking today, my name is David Scarpetta.
Let me show off my new transition.
He wants to show. He wants to show off the transitions. Hold on.
Oh, man.
Here it comes.
I'm not prepared for class.
He's not prepared, but as you can see, I'm not super prepared for class either. I got a hat on today. It's warm gear.
Look at that. A nice little neon. You can't see it.
I can't see it. But I can see everything else.
You gotta get another monitor in here. Yeah.
But
anyway.
So yes. Hello everybody. Hello internet. I'm David Scarpetta. It's definitely better with Scarpetta, just so you know.
Better with Scarpetta?
It's better with Scarpetta. And I think in previous...
You gotta have a New York accent to say that.
Yeah, I gotta have... Yeah, that's the New York accent comes out. It's better, B-E-T-T-A, like the fish, like those little stupid fishes that sit in the fish bowl, like this, being angry, and they can't hang out with anybody else because they just fight. You know what I'm talking about, right? They're called bettas. There's like it's a fish. It's a Siamese fighting fish, and it's got like these long.
Let me look it up.
Excuse me. It's raining here for the first time in like God knows how long.
Hallelujah.
And
so
I'm like I feel.
Let's get in the spirit.
Chilly.
So what do you? First of all, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And, I mean, should we kind of say what we're thankful
Well,
for?
I think we should offer thanks by watching the presidential pardon of the turkeys. I think it's always an interesting thing that mass turkey genocide is there's just one lucky turkey. Or maybe two, right? Isn't it two? I feel like it was one, but now it's two. Is it two?
Yeah, it's like butter and bread.
Bread and butter. So
Bread
let's
and
watch
butter.
this interesting, we'll call it interesting clip
Oh man.
of the presidential turkey partnering.
I beg your pardon.
Beg your pardon for your pardon. Pardon us while we pull up the pardon. So here we go.
Every time we walk onto the grounds of the White House, we realize how special it is. So now we reach the moment bread and butter have been waiting for so patiently, their presidential pardons. Melania and I wish all Americans a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. We love you all. Butter, let's talk to you for a second, because I'm going to do something that you're going to be very happy about.
Uncomfortable.
Uh-oh, that looks
Nice
like a
jacket,
dangerous bird. It just escaped.
Oh, like an immigrant?
It's just,
Oh, he's gotta catch the illegal bird.
Butter, I wish you.
Oh no, he's white. The bird's white. We're good.
I
We're
hereby
good.
grant you a
He's
full
got that Aryan bird in
and
him.
complete
I don't-
pardon.
A complete,
you only get
not
this.
just a regular pardon. He completely. I mean, what do you think if that bird was a black bird?
You know,
would
listen.
he- would he pardon
Let's
him?
not get this. Let's not
Would he-
start
would he
with
pardon-
this. Let's not start with this because there's brown meat in the bird. All right.
Okay, all right. He has a little bit of brown in him.
Thank
Okay,
you all very
there's-
much.
there's
That
dark
was
meat
great.
in the
A lot of
bird.
fun. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Look at that bird. Like they're trying to hold it back, make sure like nothing happens. Is the bird mic'd?
He has something. I noticed that too. He has like a little, maybe a chip or a mic or I don't know.
It's
I
just
don't
such
know.
a weird thing. So that's such a weird thing. Like
Yeah,
I
right
only learned
there.
about
Like-
this
like
maybe
right
like.
here. Right here.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you all very much.
Yeah,
That
what
was
is that?
great. A lot of
Is that
fun.
like
Thank
a
you very much.
Black hole? Is that like a? Is that where you like? If you want
It's
to
a
terminate
control-
the turkey, is that like you know what? Maybe it's like I was just thinking. What happens if the
Control
bird got
chain.
out of control and like just explode the bird? real quick? It's like a self-detonation device. It's like right there. It's like bird's out of control.
Turkey for everyone.
You know what I'm saying? But
Turkey
like
for
duck,
everyone.
duck. So like you know, because you don't know the bird
Duck,
might
duck,
have it out for
turkey.
the president. The bird could be a WMD. We don't know that. So they gotta
Oh,
they're
my
they're lacing the bird up
Oh my goodness.
for worst case scenarios.
Well,
See, as a marketer, you have to always think, and you have to think like 10 steps ahead. And if I was the president, I'd be like, I don't trust that fucking bird right there. Look at that bird. That bird's looking at me weird. That's giving me that weird, awkward eye. And then, okay, so the next question is like, once the bird actually gets pardoned, where does he go? Does he go back into the do they throw it into the wild somewhere? Do they play like where do the pardoned turkeys go after?
that's a good question.
Does it go back on the list with other turkeys? And be like, oh wait, does he go back into the corral of genocide to wait
I
another
know,
year
like-
with his numbers up?
I thought when you pardon it, like, what does that mean though? Like, what does that really mean? When
Well,
you
let's-
pardon a turkey.
Well, he's not
Does that
being
free him
he's
from
not being
slaughtered?
slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually, you never know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
I don't really understand. Like, what's the life cycle of the pardon after that? Like, once he gets again, does he go free into the does he go into a forest in Pennsylvania somewhere? I don't know why it said Pennsylvania. I just think it's a good place, Western Pennsylvania. Does he go back into the ranch with the other turkeys that are being like?
No, he's too good for
thrown
that. though.
thrown into a mechanically separated like processing plant. Does it go? Does he get back online again? Like what really happens? Where does the pardoned turkey go? These are the things. These are the questions that are
real
answered here.
Questions, yeah.
These
The
are real
first-
questions, folks.
I
They
typed in
deserve
where do pee,
real
and then
answers.
the first suggestion on Google was where do pardon turkeys go?
Oh, really? See, I'm not
where,
the only
where
one
do
then.
pee? And then, like I guess a lot of people ask that. For many years, turkeys were sent to Frying Pan Farm Park. Is that real? In Fairfax County, Virginia.
Oh, it's
From
close.
2005
VA.
to 2009, the pardoned turkeys were sent to either Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World Resort.
Really?
They were served as honorary grand marshals of Disney's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
So they get to go to the happiest place on earth for like a month or two
Yeah, I mean,
until
that seems pretty good.
until they're frozen underneath the earth with Walt. Until they put them in the cryogenic tank. Like, you still don't really
that's
know.
literally the name of this article. Where did turkeys go after a presidential pardon?
Yeah, but that's an initial.
It
That's an
was,
initial departure.
it
So
was-
maybe they take that turkey out
it
in the initial
was-
departure. Do you think the turkey knows all this? Like, it's being treated to such royalty before all his friends. It's almost like Chinese
knows
factory
something's going
workers who that work for a Chinese conglomerate that's owned by like one dude. It's like, oh, thanks a lot. We're gonna enjoy this on your behalf. So fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a weird tradition, right? What a weird tradition.
Here
Like,
we
we
go.
all have to eat turkeys.
Inside.
I mean, I not we don't have to all eat turkeys, but it's a little weird.
Do
Like,
are you a turkey person?
you know, I really,
doing
out of
turkey?
all the meat products, I'll do, because and vegans are gonna hate me, and I think in our commercial we talked about this.
Vegans are gonna hate me.
Vegans are gonna hate me. So I try to stay on a primarily plant-based diet. So I'd say it's like a 70-30 spread. So like 70% plants, 30% meat product. And I tried a lot of different. I don't even want to go into it right now. We'll go into this in another. But I've done a lot of different diets in my life, a ton. Everything you could think of, from Atkins to Miami, you know, the South Beach diet to keto, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, you done keto?
I've done just about everything. Well, it's at the variation of it. And I've done just about everything.
Are we diving into this rabbit hole, or?
No, I don't want to dive into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back at this. So,
Well, I just want to say, like,
so I do it with
people's
70-30,
bodies are
and I eat
different,
them.
so there's not one diet that is like right. For
There's the
everyone, so.
diet is really it's kind of bullshit, and it really needs to be tailored to
have you looked into the like the biome where you send your stool samples? And they tell you,
yeah,
what
I've heard
you
about
need?
it. Haven't tried it. I will say that after a lot of time, I will say one thing: no matter which way you slice it, no matter what diet you go on, sugar's the devil. So you eat that. I don't.
Dude,
so anybody,
we all are,
like-
we need glucose to survive.
no. I don't mean natural sugars, like naturally processed sugars. I'm talking about fucking candy, soda, high fructose corn syrup shit. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
Like-
what? What is that? Oh, this is a.
Where you going? I was like, dude, I thought this dude was about to leave me.
Yeah, like this stuff right here. Like, this is.
Anyway,
It doesn't really even tell you what this is, but it's probably made with something.
can I have a lollipop?
Hold on. You know, it's really addictive, dude. Like, you were eating the Sour Patch Kids.
Oh yeah.
Dude, just thinking
So
about it.
good.
I'm thinking about it right now in my brain. I'm thinking about the Sour Patch Kid, and I'm salivating, just thinking about the sugar and the citric acid sitting on my tongue. Because it's so. The studies have been done in that sugar is as addictive as heroin, and because it releases a certain type of response, it's always it's embedded, it's severely embedded,
Whoops.
and it's really millions of turkeys. Dude, it's just like, this is like the news in America. It's like, we got turkeys. So anyway, yeah, just back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's like a 70-30 split. I've tried weaning myself off meat. I do mostly fish. And again, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of what people think, you know, fish is
Poison.
And then I don't really like red meat too much. It actually doesn't agree with me. When I was younger, I ate more, but I don't really do red meat. And I will do chickens, fresh chicken. I will do turkey. I do like turkey. Turkey itself is better if prepared properly. But usually a lot of people don't know how to cook their turkeys. They just throw the shit in the oven. But there's a certain way to cook a turkey. We'll talk about that another time. I'll give you the secret to turkey secrets another day.
Stay tuned.
So, but yeah, so it's just a weird tradition, man. Like I don't really get it. You know, like why are we fucking eating turkeys? Like, and why is it everybody has to eat turkeys on the same day? Just weird shit. What about you? Did you eat turkeys growing up every day?
Every day.
I know, every year,
Thanksgiving.
every day. Well, because
Yeah,
you do eat it every day. Because once you're done eating the turkey and you have like a turkey for the amount of time,
dude.
you're eating
That
fucking
was
turkey for like another week.
That was my my favorite. Even better than Thanksgiving dinner. I always loved the day after when you could just make sandwiches because I was always just obsessed with the turkey sandwiches. You know, combine the white meat and the dark meat and throw some gravy on the sandwich, make it a whole thing.
So you're
you
eating
know?
turkey for like you're not
Yeah.
just eating turkey for one day. You're eating turkey for like a week, unless you're like DJ Khaled and you just eat everything at one time, and then you just eat everything again at one time. You know. So wait, run. There we go.
Too embarrassed to do that on camera.
No, it's just it's crazy.
Anyway.
So you had so you were always turkey. What else? Any sides?
I mean, I like cranberries.
Oh, of course. Cranberries are good.
But what's like a
Cleans the
actually
blood.
even more than cranberries, I love sweet potatoes. There's a specific way my mom
Was
made
it?
sweet
But
potatoes.
was there any kind of
method? Of,
any kind of exotic? We'll call it exotic dish or ethnic dish, right? Aren't you like Japanese and something else?
yeah, Japanese, Algerian. But like,
Algerian. I
mean,
keep on
that's
thinking
not,
Albanian in my head. I know it's that with AL. I couldn't remember exactly what it
alright,
was.
fair-
Algerian.
I'll give you that much. But no. I mean, yeah, like, but it's not. Thanksgiving is obviously.
But did you have any
American thing.
dishes?
Like,
Did you-
why would you have dishes on Thanksgiving?
Well,
because
okay, or no,
holiday?
like side dishes, like side.
Oh,
side-
just in general.
yeah, like
Couscous is. I don't know if you know what couscous is.
I know
but
what it is. Yeah.
That's a very popular Mediterranean dish. Yeah, a lot of chicken is like the Algerian.
I mean, I
food
have
choice.
Italian dishes. I mean, we make lasagna.
Lamb.
Huh.
Lamb's pretty big.
Dude, I
in
love
the, In the
lamb.
North Africa.
But you gotta make it
area.
right.
Lamb is probably my favorite meat.
The
Oh my
sacrificial lamb.
gosh. Except, yeah, I'm mostly plant-based too, so I found myself.
Lamb is
not,
really good if you made it right.
What's your favorite meat?
What, land meat or sea meat? Sounds dirty. So,
Land meat.
land meat. You know, I haven't eaten enough land meats. I mean, there's a lot of exotic meats I want to try. I've done like alligator or crocodile. I think it's alligator. I'm not even sure. Stall. Alligator. I've had ostrich. I think I've had pheasant. I don't even know exactly what it is. I think it's another kind of wild game bird or some shit. Turkey, chicken, Cornish game hen. I've had I had
We should open
tw-
with that.
twice.
Video. Have you seen that?
Twice I had frog's
Ooh.
legs. Shit's just
Fancy.
weird.
Fancy
It's just
French.
weird and stringy,
Frog.
and I, it's
The
just
frog legs.
I didn't even know what to. I felt like every time I felt like Kermit was screaming at me. I couldn't. Like, there's this thing in my head. It's like,
Don't eat me.
it's just like, Kermit, get your frying T-shirt here. Don't eat my legs. Not really sure about that. But like, I felt really bad eating the frog. Out of all the things, I think because I just had like such a love for, which is fucked up in itself, right? Because it's like, well, I don't know any frogs personally, but I make it look like I know the frog because it's like Kermit. like I don't even, yeah. So, so that's basically it. I think that's it for the land meats.
So
and
what are you
out of
doing for
all of those,
Thanksgiving, though?
beef, of course, beef. I've had pork. I actually kind of like pork. I kind of like pork in a lot of Spanish dishes. They use a lot of pork. Yeah, pork's really good,
Yeah.
man. I know a lot of people don't eat
my
pork
dad
though.
wouldn't allow me to eat pork.
Yeah,
For the Muslim.
yeah, it's a Muslim thing,
reasons.
right?
And also Jews.
You guys don't dig on swine, right?
No, they're
So-
dirty. They're dirty animals.
Dirty
Except
animals.
I love pigs. I would have a pig as a pet. A nice, cute, little porky.
So can we all just agree to eat turkey? No. Let's just all agree to eat turkey. Speaking of being in agreement, so up to the next thing, being in agreement. As you know, here in America anyway, if you're watching this from America, marijuana, there's been I don't want to get into the political aspects of this, but there's been a war on drugs for a very long time. And there's a PSA going around that was from the 80s, supposedly. I sent you a link. Did you get it? It says
I'm trying to pull it
supposedly it looks really real. It looks very real. And it looks very real. And supposedly it's not real. Supposedly. So
Who
you
said
want
that?
to pull that up?
I'm trying to, but
There's a
thing's
link.
giving me
I sent it to you. It's on.
issues. Here we go.
It's been going around today, yesterday. Probably it'll reach you tomorrow, but it's probably reaching you right now if you're watching this. And
Oh my God.
so it says,
I gotta fucking find a way to
Wait.
pull pull videos from a different computer because I'm just using crazy
crazy bandwidth.
crazy bandwidth.
So yeah, we'd have to get you a better command center. Command. Wait, what is this? A video for what?
Shit. No, it's not. but
What is this for? Oh, it's a turkey
delay,
song.
delay.
No, just.
I'm trying to.
That's because he's click happy. So this guy
No.
over here is very
no,
click happy.
no,
If it doesn't do what he wants to do within the first
I'm just not
2
used
seconds,
to
I mean,
things
you got
taking
like
so long.
you got 15 streams going. You're recording, capturing, downloading, stream. I mean, you're doing
I'm
so much at
working-
one time.
I'm working this
and
computer out.
You gotta give it a little. Gotta give a little, get a little, man. You can't.
Oh no! The songs come back to haunt.
You
our-
can't. You
our
can't. You can't
dreams.
sit there and expect. Like, oh my goodness. So anyway, this PSA, I'll show you. I'll show you the PSA. So the PSA is somebody. I guess somebody created it. Supposedly it's not real. On the site, the campaign live, it says, "Don't believe that the viral ad cancel." The viral ad cancel. Well, the ad council is like what is I guess the marketing company that does the ads for the PSAs. So they've been doing this shit for years. They've been doing this stuff for like probably well over 30 years at this point. And it says cranberry sauce this Thanksgiving. Remember the cranberry sauce, but forget the marijuana. And it says Terry was convinced to take a toke of a joint with his friends just to relax. Immediately after, Terry killed his friend who had given him the marijuana in a murderous craze. Not so safe, is it? Marijuana, not even once. And if you look at the hit, you'll see, you'll definitely see, you'll see that it's just fucking ridiculous. It's got his face. It's so funny because let me pull it up. You see his face. It's like the guy's just like taking a hit. He's got obviously an 80s shirt, and he's got to be from a movie or something, wherever they pulled this image from. But you'll see he's like toking, and then he's got like this crazy eyes, and it's just like it's kind of weird. His kind of hands just like what is he doing? His hand, is he like they're about to throw up gang signs? I'm not really sure what's going on. Speaking of what's going on over here, man?
Dude, I'm literally
Did you lock up?
freaking out on me.
That's the problem. That's what you get for using IE. You using IE? So on a technical aspect,
I didn't try to use IE, but it's the default for some strange
well,
reason.
that's the problem. So folks,
Anyways,
problem is you don't want to
here's-
use IE. You want to use a. I'll give you guys a really good. I'm gonna plug
Yeah, there it is.
this browser, SlimJet.
Here's the ad.
So if you look at it, Terry was convinced to take a toke of a joint with his friends just to relax. Immediately after, Terry killed his friend who would give him the marijuana and murder case. Look at his eyes, and like where just pulling this, and whoever did this ad is really good. Like they did a really good job, and whatever they put it out. Cause, hold on, I mean, let me see. There's another image I have. I don't know. I don't have that, but like the way it's being sent around. Via mobile and stuff like that, it's like it looks legit, man. It looks like it's like generally from the 80s, and they even have like as if they had scanned it in. They have like you see that kind of like the paper degradation, you know, like it just looks like that it genuinely was from like the 80s. So even if it's not real, but I could see shit like that going down, like but it's just really funny. To see that. And of course, as you know, like I said, I don't really want to talk about the war on drugs, but marijuana in general has become illegal in a lot of states. But it's still a federal legislation thing where marijuana isn't federally legal. So you'll have a lot of these dispensaries basically come in, and what they'll do is, on a state level, they're just like, yeah, let them conduct business. But then actually at the federal level, what's happening is that these guys are coming in and they're raiding all these local dispensaries. So, like, I mean, some of them are kind of shady. I'll be honest with you. Some are kind of shady. And I think that once the corporate arm, and there are some, and we're not going to talk about these businesses, and I know a few of them, that are more of like corporate, more of a corporate plan of action. I feel like when they raise the bar, more people become comfortable because, it's just shady. Some of them when you go into, the windows are closed. There's just a sign that says open or like a green cross. And it's just, yeah, dude, just like everything about it. You just feel like you're doing something wrong still. So, I mean, we obviously aren't, right? And there's a certain amount of legality, but there's so much, the United States.
It's natural, man.
The United States has a weird. Everything sets a law. As you go to one state, this is legal. It's not legal over here. It's just literally you can drive like 45 minutes somewhere else. Oh, it's not legal here, and it's just fucking weird. And so that's basically it. And if you look at this too, look at this old like propaganda, and some of it's even worse. I sent you. Yeah. Can you pull up the other image? Yeah. This is one from I guess the 50s, where they spelt marijuana a little different. I guess you could spell it both ways. But if you look at it, it's look at that. Daring drug expose, horror, shame, despair, weed with roots in hell. And like there's like a thing, like a needle that says misery.
Wild party, that sounds amazing.
Weird orgies, wild parties, unleashed passions. I feel like they have this in a bottle now.
Recommend. Oh my god.
Right? Like it's really funny because it's like all bad stuff, like weird orgies, wild parties, unleashed passions, right?
Wait. So is this seems like kind of positive and negative on weed, or on marijuana.
Well, that's what you're saying now. That's why it's funny because this is old school America, and this is like they're like, oh, we don't do this type of stuff, like, and it's funny because like I feel like you can buy this in a bottle now at 7-Eleven. You could buy weird orgies, wild parties, and unleashed passions in a pill like this big. But there's like
the roots in hell.
Look at the left of it. Look at that. It's like a needle.
It's kind of like a kind of nice marketing. You get the hell's obviously down below and the weeds come up like and.
But the thing is like how is marijuana? When was the last time marijuana was injected? And look at it. It's just like the guy is like he's like, oh, he looks like he's serving me pizza.
That's not how you get your weed.
I don't get my weed. Look at that. He's got like a mixing. It's like a cup of
noodles
ball.
You've been doing it wrong.
Obviously.
If you don't inject
the smoke that gets in youth's eyes.
Dude,
what
you
happens at marijuana
if you
parties?
inject it, you won't fuck up your lungs. That's what I always say.
I don't even know how that's even possible. Look, I mean, I wouldn't surprise anybody. I think that everything is possible at this point. But like the thing is, look at it. Like she seems really happy and loving. He seems really excited.
Damn.
And then there's a needle, a cup of
Her robe's about to fall off.
a robe's about to fall off. And she's got a cup of noodles.
Wait, what does it say?
And it looks like
something
a
shame,
small
despair.
Yeah.
Horror? Oh, horror, shame, despair.
Horror.
Yeah, it's like
sorrow,
horror,
shame,
shame. But then it's like it makes it so appealing. Oh, orgies, parties, not.
Well, that
recommended
wasn't
for
good back in
children.
the day. That wasn't until you hit 20 years later, as in the 70s, and
Like, I
everybody
feel
wanted to
like-
get one.
This would make me want to try it. And not the opposite.
Yeah, but you know what? That all leads to crime, shame, and despair and hate. I don't even know. I feel like you just throw in any
I didn't
negative
even see
adjective
he's actually injecting her
at that point.
right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just so weird.
Is he a doctor?
It's like they're injecting, and there's a cup of noodles, and there's like 2 little bottles of perfume, and another needle, and then she's leaning over. It's just fucking weird. And so there's another one. So let's look at all this propaganda. So this is where
is
we
there
all
another
stem
one?
from. We have to
Hang
we
on.
have to thank for this Thanksgiving. We're thanking
Oh, wait.
for the evolution of weirdness not being so weird anymore. So here's one, Reefer
Seeing
Madness.
a little behind the scenes here. Wait.
So
Next. Wait, hang on.
so
Fuck.
he's still dealing. You still dealing with
Right
that? Okay.
here. I'm telling you, next time I'm gonna hook up another computer.
So you got the marijuana, but then I sent you a link. Wait, that's
Is
not the
it
wrong
this one?
thing. No, the old horror movie.
Oh
The
wait,
link.
no, we're not yet there yet.
Copy the link. You're in the images. Hold on. I'll send it to you again. Since you're having some technical difficulties. Hold on. Here it is. That's the new look. So I want to watch this real quick. It's the more propaganda. And I mean, you know what? Propaganda can be anything, right? At that
Did you
point.
send it?
Yeah, I just sent it to you on link. It's there. It says old horror propaganda against marijuana.
Quickly, Shadow, I want to thank you for tuning in. What's up, my dude? Do I know you? Or are you just saying that?
Everybody knows us. This
Anyway,
is the only
shout out. But
pardon us after we pardon those turkeys. So you see that horror movies book? Yeah, there you go. So just take that link and then just visit that. And there's a video there. I want to watch that. It's called Reefer Madness. This will make you crazy.
Madness.
Fucking Edge, bro. Gotta get rid of IE. IE sucks. Gotta either move to
No,
Firefox
I know,
or
believe me,
Slim
dude,
Jet.
But it's the closest, it's the least amount of clicks to get where I want, and I don't want to deal with that right now.
Okay, so we hear
With more
See,
clicks than
youthful
necessary.
marijuana victims. What actually happens? Reefer madness, degradation, insanity.
Wow, those words are
Look at that. Look at that. She seems really happy.
intense.
Reefer
Is
madness.
that the
So,
devil?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't
The
think it's the devil. I
green
think
devil?
it's somebody. I think it's somebody
The green devil.
who works on that floor. I think it's somebody who works on that floor. I don't know if it's actually the devil. So
Youthful
I don't want to
marijuana
assume. I don't want to assume. You know what happens when you assume.
drug crazed, abandoned.
So let's see. There's a video. You keep going. Yeah, look at all this shit. Okay, right there. Go up. Let's play that one. Yeah. Reefer Madness. Here we go. This is the actual movie. Oh, it's a whole hour. We're gonna watch the just beginning. Just I
Sit
know,
back.
fucking hour. Reefer Madness. Tell your children. Oh God, it's so old and horrible sounding. Ugh. It's an original story. 1936. Oh, this is early in the 50s. This is the 30s. This is after Prohibition, right? So, like, we got the alcohol. Everything is good there. Even though it's been around for thousands of years. And now, now we gotta fight Reefer Madness. So, Here we go. Look at this cast. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, you want me to keep playing it? Now?
No. That's fine. I was just trying to see like
Let's get to the good stuff.
dope pellet. I love and even the term, right? Dope. Police words are narcotic ring. Dope peddlers caught in high school. It used to be spelled marijuana. Marijuana. To join the dope fight. Truman High School auditorium. Tell your children. Dude, look at
Dr. Alfred Carroll knows best.
Look at this.
You and all other school parent groups about the country, and you must stand united on this and stamp out this frightful assassin of our youth. You can do it by bringing about compulsory education on the subject of narcotics in general, but dread marijuana in particular. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen, to lay the foundation for a nationwide campaign by you to demand by law such compulsory education. Because it is only through enlightenment that this scourge can be wiped out. Out of the traffic in these drugs, a lawlessness that we can scarcely estimate has grown and is now flourishing.
This is concerned citizens.
Every city and hamlet in the country. It might be interesting and important for you.
Dude, I
I
feel like I need to smoke weed to like even like listen to this guy. He's scary, dude.
Always at the risk of life.
It's these series like
This ceaseless fight against the drug traffic is
the
directed
drug
towards
traffic.
narcotics, Washington.
Dude, that's like the first 4 minutes of that movie. Literally.
I've received a letter of vital importance from
Dude,
a
everything is everything is so powerful.
I'm going to
Do you
read
feel
this
it?
letter to
Like
you.
everything the way he speaks, everything about it is very powerful.
My dear Dr. Carroll,
I thought that's how everyone spoke.
I can't
Back
watch
in
it
the-
anymore.
is lurking behind
But anyway,
Yeah.
so I guess it goes on.
Roaring 20.
I can't watch more than 2 minutes of
Dude,
this.
we're
without-
almost in 2020. Are we gonna call it the Roaring 20s again?
The devil's weed, marijuana. Hey, you scroll down. Don't mess with Texas.
I mean,
Thankfully, things have changed. We no longer need a government scam.
do you partake?
Have I? I'm not super. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm-
you have said, you know, you
Yeah. So.
you have had some issues with pain and such forth. and,
Yeah.
know.
I'm not a. I wouldn't say that when the time is right is with anything else. So if it's alcohol, there's some type of
Well, no,
substance.
like, not
I guess.
recreationally, but like just health wise. You know, there's a CBD. I know people use that to calm down.
I think there's
with
I
anxiety.
think like everything has its.
Yeah, I mean it's natural.
place.
So I will never
Like, so-
try anything that's synthetic.
Yeah,
I go for the natural stuff.
Well, again,
Yeah.
that's the thing too. Is a lot of perception is like what's natural, what's not natural, where you're getting it from, how are you getting it, how are you acquiring it, how are you consuming it. So that's all. A lot of this stuff, it kind of circles back to that, right? And even like, so for instance, let's say I go to the dentist, right, and I have a cavity, right? Like, damn those cavities, right? But let's say I have a cavity, or it was years ago when I had a cavity, and they're like, oh yeah, I actually get they give you an injection of Novocaine. Well, actually, it's something it's something called totally different, but it's got, because they don't want you bleeding a ton in the chair, they give you an epinephrine, which is a heart stimulant. Basically, it's like a shock to your. It's like I'm very sensitive to everything, and essentially that kind of sped me out. And I actually had to sit, and I couldn't have him work on me. I couldn't have the dentist work on me. I was like, hey. I'm like, what is in here? Oh, it's just a shot of it has epinephrine in it and this. I'm like, I don't feel right. I was like, can you just give me a few minutes? Like, I felt fucked up. Like, I was kind of like, I felt nervous. I have a little bit of anxiety because of the epinephrine in the Novocaine or whatever. It wasn't Novocaine, but it was one in that family of strain. And I learned that they give you that. It's a conjunction. It's a combination shot to numb the pain when they work on your tooth, plus to actually prevent you to thin the blood. Actually, basically to kind of prevent you from bleeding too much while they're working on
right.
shit. And you know what? I was like, I don't give a fuck. There's blood gonna be there. I don't care. I was like, I don't want the epi. So the next time I went to back, I actually did some research and I found out there's an actual there's a numbing, a local anesthetic. It's called carbocaine. CARBO. That people who have like either heart conditions or are very sensitive like myself that can use that instead. So carbocaine does not, it's just an anesthetic, the local anesthetic, and it doesn't have the same effect as the double shot they give you with the epinephrine in it. And I listen, that's what I'm saying. It's just like some people don't really know what they're taking. I didn't know. I'm sat in a chair. I'm just like, oh, what's going on here? I have no clue. So I don't, it wasn't until I was reacting to it where I was just like, yo, what's in here? And, a lot of, your life is busy, shit's happening. You're not really in a state of frame to be asking 1,000 questions when you're being ushered to the chair and you made an appointment for the dentist. Fucking hate the dentist. But that's why you got to keep your teeth clean and shiny and happy. So you don't have to go to the fucking dentist. But yeah, so basically that's what happened. And I had to go to the dentist not because my teeth weren't clean, but it's because I actually had multiple extra wisdom teeth. I had more wisdom teeth than the average bear, and they started to give me problems. I kept most of them. I had like, was it 6 or 7? Maybe I have more wisdom. I don't know. So so I took a little wisdom out because it was just things were happening. But yeah, I mean, it goes to show you that if you know where you get your stuff from, you understand where it's coming from, how it's going to affect you, and a lot of this is trial and error sometimes. Hence the whole microdosing thing nowadays. But yeah, it's just it's a little crazy though, So I think that like anything else, we had prohibition, and then we had the whole thing with the marijuana. And again, people who casually drink, people who have to drink to take an edge off, people who drink to, I actually like the taste of wine. Like I genuinely like the taste of wine. I'm not, averse to having a cup of wine, I do, if you start drinking 2 bottles of wine a night, then we might have a little problem. But it depends on what you're doing for what reasons and how you're doing it, right? So I think just like that, it's the same effect. And even with the whole drugs thing, it's like, all right, well, somebody's gonna do drugs. They're gonna do drugs. What are you gonna do? You can either be around it, you can choose not to be a part of it, and be like, hey man, somebody over there shooting up. I'm like, I'm out of here, gotta go. Sorry. Oh, it's fucked up. All right, well, I don't want to be a part of that world, And I know people who are straight edge, people who were like, edge cases, who did whatever, and but you really have to be in a place for yourself mentally, you have to understand you. So I think that once you understand you can kind of take it to the next limit. Oh, we got another one of these. It's so impactful, like the music, and this one's like 56 minutes. Do all kinds of crazy shit happen here? Are you trying to fast forward?
What does it say?
I don't know. I can't even read it. It's such bad quality. I don't even think that it's not even worth pulling up, dude.
Fucking movie.
Yeah,
dude. Propaganda movie. Huh.
Look at the sad face.
The whole movie is propaganda. I don't think they do that nowadays. Propaganda movies.
Is it
like a
is it a marijuana party?
Soon I'll be working, and then we'll go to the high rolling places.
Like a full-on movie for or against a particular substance. Do they do that anymore?
Like PSAs or full movies?
Like full movies.
Yeah, they're called documentaries. They're called Michael Moore. They're called Michael Moore films.
This is not a documentary. It's a fictional war.
Well, no. You asked me, did they do this anymore? I'm making a joke.
This is not a documentary. Though,
no, I know that.
I'm saying
Do-
this type of propaganda.
No, of course they don't. I mean, yeah, but you could consider a lot of stuff propaganda.
Is Disney
In a certain way.
propaganda? Are they
Disney can be
Are
propaganda.
they brainwashing our minds?
They're brainwashing into watching Frozen 2. Making sure.
Anyway,
What you doing, Bugsy?
enough of this shit.
But yeah, so
Enough
it's
of this shit.
so yeah. I mean, this holiday season, whatever you're doing, don't eat too much turkey, don't smoke
All
too much
right.
weed,
Let's move on.
and go home, tech bro. So tech bros. So if anybody out there knows what a tech bro is, please comment now.
We are at 50
What-
minutes, by the way.
What's your take on what's a tech bro?
Me?
Yeah, what do you think a tech bro is?
Um, a bro that's into tech, I guess.
Oh, that's really good, man. That's really
It's like a frat bro, but he's also has kind of like, well, I've listened to Logan Paul's podcast, and apparently he was an engineer in college, so he seems to me like he could, like a jacked guy.
He could have been tech bro.
He could have been.
He
You
coulda-
know, allegedly. Who
I don't-
knows? Who knows if he? I mean, he has some poor decisions on his resume, but
I don't think
He
that guy.
graduated college,
I don't think
so-
that guy went to a day of engineering school. I think he went to somebody's party. I think he went to a party that an engineer was having, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm an engineer, like doing engineering." I don't think that guy would. It's a very unique individual who studies computer engineering. It's a very unique individual.
Computer
I tried to
engineering
do it for a little while, and I dropped out.
wait.
I dropped out of
Are you
college.
saying tech bros are specifically computer focused?
Yeah, they're the technology focused. So tech bros are tech. So yeah, so basically, so these So I found that sticker right there, the one I sent you. That was actually all over downtown Seattle. So it was in Seattle. It was like go home tech bro,
Go
blah
home.
blah.
Wow.
So like,
What's
and I'm-
wrong with the? Hey, you could have best of both worlds. You know.
Well, and I was also like, okay, I get it. You know what?
You could have
Tech
the
guys,
Harvard
hardcore
grad
tech
that-
guys can be a
you
little
could-
elitist.
yeah.
I'm a tech guy, right?
You could have the
So I'm a
MIT
tech guy. I appreciate tech, but at the same time, people are like, oh, like I'm not gonna start an elitist club. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to do that. I guess certain hardcore tech guys are just like, oh, you don't know what's going on, and like they kind of shutter out people, or they're just really what I think it is, especially in Seattle. I think that everybody's kind of angry that all the tech is there. You got the Amazon, you got this PayPal, you got you got every office known to man that's in Seattle, like that you have either in Seattle or you have in San Jose or Mountain View. They're kind of all there, I went to the Day One building, for the Amazon building, and they're everywhere. And the thing is,
can I read the Wikipedia definition?
yeah, read the Wikipedia definition.
Tech bro, aka programmer, aka a portmanteau of bro and programmer is a slang term for stereotypically masculine programmer. The programmer culture has been said to have created an entry barrier based on adherence to image.
You didn't
presented
read it
by
out. You're reading it
its-
to yourself.
Hang on one sec. Let me pull it up. It's very
Come on, man,
weirdly
share.
worded.
Programmer.
Here it is.
Okay, that's actually a different term than tech bro. The programmers is in this world is slightly different.
Oh wait, wow. This November is Asian month.
That's good.
Can we?
There you go. At least your month too.
Anyway.
We're celebrating. We'll do celebrations. All kinds of things.
No, it's not official Asian month.
It's not
It's Wikipedia Asian month.
Wikipedia Asian month. Oh, you could you can align yourself if you want. There you go. You just create yourself a holiday. So yeah. So anyway, programmer and
Speaking of
tech-
programmers,
so
a lot of Asians can be.
But okay, so programmers are usually like supposedly like physically fit, a little bit more aggressive programmers, right? Tech bros are kind of like the more nerdy and like socially awkward, not really out of this, so they kind of just only hang out with their friends, and they kind of angry at girls for being girls, and they just have certain views and stuff.
Oh, I think
So Tech Bros.
Urban Dictionary has got us
The
covered.
Urban Dictionary is so skewed, dude. I'm almost afraid.
All right,
to-
you ready for this?
to read it. I'm almost
Tech
afraid.
bro, top definition: a guy who works in the tech field, but often does not lack social skills. Sometimes focused on career, to the exclusion of female companions.
Yeah, so the tech bros are like hardcore, and I think everybody should be hardcore. But the thing, okay, so this is my pet peeve about this. This is what grinds my gears. The whole tech bro thing. If it wasn't for fucking tech bros, you wouldn't even be able to stream right now. You also wouldn't have half the conveniences of the modern day world. You wouldn't have the Ubers, the Postmates. You wouldn't have the Amazons. You wouldn't have all that, because they work really hard to get shit done. And you know what? They have a little bit of elitist attitude sometimes, but it's only a handful. But really, people in Seattle are pissed off because they're all fucking taking over the property, pushing everybody out, raising the price of living. That was the real reason.
All these tech bros driving up the rent, living in SF, taking shuttles to Silicon Valley.
Yeah. That's the real reason. When was that published? Fucking 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So that's the real reason. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, you're pushing up the rent, but that's a problem. That's like a.
I wonder if this is just a random ad, or if this is actually on here.
That's
Get
probably
a tech bro for your mom.
Yeah,
I'm a tech bro, mom.
that's just good targeting. So, but yeah, the thing about it is, it's a little bit disheartening, because it's like, well, you know what? I get it. People are frustrated, but like anything else, if you don't fucking raise the bar, if you don't raise the bar in business, in your life, these guys are raising the bar with their knowledge sets, and they're applying them to make everybody's life easier or better or more connective, and everybody's getting pushed out because they're not making as much money. Well, I don't know what to say about that. You can go somewhere else. You're going to move somewhere else. And when those people do X or Y and you're not providing any value, then it's going to just be exponential. It's just going to continue to move more people out who'd want to do less or who don't want to be a part of Y. And, I mean, that's a bigger discussion that I want to get into today, but, I mean, that's really where it's at. I mean, dude, automation is going to take away fucking more jobs in the next 3 to 5 years. You're going to see, I mean, as soon as autonomous cars come around, all the Lyft drivers and Uber drivers, it's going to be history. Mm-hmm. Think about the millions of people who drive an Uber and Lyft. And once they get the autonomous cars fully perfected. I mean, that's a little ways down. I see that probably maybe at least 15 years.
You got the food service. You already got McDonald's having the ordering machines, so that the cashiers no longer have to be employed.
Yeah. I mean, you could blame the tech bros, or you can blame the evolution of existence.
Amazon is dropping off packages via drone, or going to be.
I mean,
and probably self-driving car eventually. And what else? What other industries are going to be automated?
Well,
not the creative industry.
Well,
not filmmakers.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got software to do a lot of stuff. I know how much you hate the iPhone, because you're like, that's not a real photo. That's even though it looks good as shit. And you're like,
actually, they might. Did you hear the story about James Dean? They casted James Dean's kind of 3D capture, and they're actually casting him in a movie. He's obviously dead. Do you know James Dean, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because I didn't, because it's kind of
before
my time. But
yeah. Well, it's before my time too, dude. I don't think I am. Yeah.
I don't know. It could be 100 years old.
Yeah, like that.
But
that baby.
But yeah, so
like
all actors are recommended to get 3D scans of themselves, so that, they could be. You can see Harrison Ford after he passes in another Star Wars movie, etc.
As a weird cameo. Would
I
not
mean,
hit
you know, with
slightly.
Gemini Man, it was fully CG. It wasn't just DH technology. Also, obviously, with they did Samuel L. Jackson in the Marvel movies, and then The Irishman. They did some de-aging, but they actually like was fully CG. They used his digital image, and they didn't just touch up his face. Like it was fully CG. So like anybody could have played that part, and then just put Will Smith's face on there, and you know, if he's like 100 years down the line, you'll be able to see Will Smith in a movie, and kids will be like, oh, like I know who Will Smith is. So even in the creative field, you know, people are taking away actors' jobs, and I mean, just think of video game characters. You know, like they're like obviously not real people, like they're voice acted by people, but like that's gonna, I feel like, transition to movies. Like at a certain point, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between like a fully animated like character on screen and like a real filmed actor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, everybody's pissed off at the tech bros, but the tech bros are actually creating value and enhancing your life, enhancing the lives of other people, extending, you know, certain realities for people, whether it be, you know, virtual reality or augmented reality or whatever. And people pissed. And, you know, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you can put stickers everywhere, or you can fucking raise the bar and do something, you know? So it's a little, you know, it's funny. It's funny to see that, but it's also a little agitating at the same time, because it's like, yo, bro, like I mean, you could probably print that sticker.
Can you be a tech like girl? Like I mean, tech bro girl.
Well, yeah, you could be. Yeah, we're gonna, you know.
Wait, so the bro part of it. So I'm kind of conflicted because at first you said it's like a masculine. But then this says,
well, yeah, but they're kind
that.
of going there. Well, I can guarantee you that people put this up. They're kind of grouping everybody, both guys and girls. They just don't want all the tech scene there. Period.
Right.
They're just like, because the tech scene is, and it could be, you know, you're my bro. Like you could, it could be a guy, it could be a girl. I think of it like that. You know, I tell girls, be like, yo, hey bro.
Remember when
here, you know?
when people used to pick on nerds, like for being like not
oh
cool,
yeah, yeah.
being, like,
and there's some weirdo nerds.
Cool.
Like there's a fucking there's a video. Let's see, we'll put it in the description because we don't have too much time left. Of the guy who did Gears of War, or slash what's the other game that everybody loves right now?
Multiplayer game, or
yeah, was free to play. It's like millions of fucking people.
Fortnite?
My brain is not. Yes, thank you. My fucking brain is shot from
fork and knife.
Getting ready for turkey. Yeah. So that guy created the game. He's worth bajillions of dollars, and if you watch an interview for him when Gears came out, like the second one,
yeah, what's his name? Fucking.
He's fucking weird, man. He's got like this whole house, right? He's like, oh yeah, he gets an interview, and you go into his mansion. Oh yeah, I have this house. I've never been in this room before, and he's got like fucking Jack in the Box. Like he's like eating Jack in the Box. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this guy is supposed to be smart, or whatever. He's got all this money. I guess not. And the guy's eating fucking Jack in the Box. He's never been in the room before. And I'm just like, and he's like, oh, I bought this Lamborghini because I guess people like it. You know. It's like, you know, I get to take it to work. And I'm just like, you just see like the responses. I'm just like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, I feel like, what are you doing with all that cash? Like, is he building his own like virtual Fortnite like in his house? But there's an interview. It's a really just awkward interview. He's like, oh, there's a rock in my backyard. I like it. I'm just like, oh, there's a rock here. It's like that's like the highlight of his house. It's like there's a rock, and I love rocks. You know, I love nature. I love a lot of that, you know, just connecting to shit. And but it's just the way he was presenting it. It was just like, it was really awkward. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know, man. Should you have all this money? Like, I feel like you could be doing a lot of good things with this. It was just a lot of weirdness, you know. And that's what I think about, you know, a lot of. You can go either way, you know. Tech bro can come be a kind of a compliment in some way, you know, in comparison to that dude, you know.
Tech bro.
You know,
do you employ any tech bros?
I am friends with all types of bros. me bros, you bros, bros, umbros, fucking tech bros. Like, I don't give a shit if you do a good job and you know how to communicate, or you can effectively communicate, and we're on the same wavelength. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit what you are. You could be a fucking squid. I don't give a shit. You're gonna be.
Have you been watching Watchmen, or did you just randomly say that?
I just randomly said that.
Okay, I don't want to.
Oh, you just give a shit up? I don't know. I'm just thinking that shit just coming.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of subliminal stuff in that show too.
No, I haven't seen that.
But
I know it's.
I don't want to. Yeah. So let's move on to, because we're already at an hour. So
okay.
We
So
have lawyers.
yes,
what's this about? You put this in the chat, but I'm not sure what that means.
What?
Hang on.
Okay. So like.
One sec. Where was the lawyer?
We're very okay. So for the holidays, everything becomes litigious, right? And this is the business portion of our podcast, and we're always kind of talking business and while in between everything else. So
is this
I
a
took
picture
a
you
shot.
found,
It's an actual real.
You just took it. You took this picture.
I took this picture. Yeah, I took this picture
Wow,
while
that's
sitting
beautiful.
in traffic. That's what you do here.
beautiful.
If you're on the road, you sit in traffic. And this is the superwoman, super lawyer, and she obviously dressed to kill, right? She's very super about stuff. She's not, I don't know. She's being very super.
It's great.
And I says,
great,
I'll give him
time
hell.
To be a superwoman.
I'll give him hell.
It's a great time.
Like,
is that that kind of, this W kind of looks like the Wonder Woman logo?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what makes her super. That and the amount of money that she's gonna steal from you. So it says, I'll give him hell. And I've seen her.
Say? I can't read it.
Superwoman, super lawyer.
Oh, that's what. Oh, okay. And what does it say down here?
I forgot her name.
Oh, it's the name.
Yeah, it's her name. I forgot her name, but I just see her that she's a superwoman, super lawyer. If you typed it online, you'd probably find her. And but you see all these things, especially in Vegas. You see all these fucking like crazy like James Sweet. And it's funny now because lawyers used to be like serious, right? They used to have like maybe like 5-10 years ago, like lawyers were serious, like suited up.
Wow, people are searching this. That was a suggested term too.
Yeah. So people are like super, like they'd be suited up,
Superwoman,
serious,
superlawyer.com.
angry, like puzzled. Now everybody is like when I'm traveling, I just see like I get see shit like this, like glamour chicks and glamour dudes. Like this chick's like dressed to the nines. She's great. She's to be super. And then there's another dude like in Vegas. His name is Nakvi, Naqvi, I think it is. I don't know. Right? He's like he's got like he's all trimmed up. He's like hanging out. He looks like good to see his face. I don't have a picture of it. He looks like he's Nakvi, Naqvi, right? I think it is. Right? He's got like his no joke, his poster boards for his law firm or his practice, whatever, looks like he's at a fucking club. There's another one called James Sweet. I don't even know if that's his real name, but he's just. It's just. Oh, wacky law.
Oh.
Hey there, everyone. I'm Magali, your Wacky Law correspondent, and welcome back to
This is
another
what came up
Wacky
when
Law.
I searched
Did you
it.
know that in West Virginia, roadkill may be taken home for supper? Watch out for those West Virginia
What
country
is
roads
this?
because you don't know what's
I
on
don't
the
know.
menu. Thank you for watching this week's Wacky Law. And remember, if you or someone you know is
But that's
injured in an accident,
Superwoman.
look us up at
Is that her?
Superwoman, Superlawyer.
That's not.
Or is it a different one? Oh, it is a Wonder Woman logo.
Oh wow! So that's the content they're putting out.
Yeah.
Wacky War with McGowan.
Superwoman gonna be super sued by Disney or by DC, Warner Brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
That should be interesting. So that's the content she's putting out. That's the content she's just putting
Seems
out
to be.
random stuff,
Seems to
random
Oh.
tacky news.
So, I think lawyers are actually
You
good.
can eat the roadkill.
Hi there, everyone.
So I think
That's not her, by the
With-
way.
in
That's
the-
I
in
guess
the-
somebody who's
in
she's
the,
hired to do content.
obviously we do video content. I think lawyers are a good avenue for video content nowadays.
I think everybody should be doing some fucking video content, and I think but I think the tactfulness, and that's a problem. If you're not a marketing person and you're just like, oh, this is a great idea, and then it's like have his chick stand in front of a green screen, throw her behind some like background, and talk about roadkill,
Superwoman, super lawyer,
and it's like wacky law.
super lawyer.
Like, and I think I
kinda
kind
catchy,
of
though.
get it, but like it's just like I don't know, man. I guess that, there's just some things you just can't make content around. Is that what it is? It's just like really difficult.
On the beach at night. So get your head out of the sand and take your Netflix and chill back home, guys.
That's just weird.
Thanks for watching, guys. And remember,
So,
if you or someone you
there's a
know
lot of stuff. There's a lot of laws in the
us
books that
at
nobody knows about. So she's
superlawyers.com.
just quoting random law. All right, I can't watch anymore.
Superwoman.com.
See, it just sticks in your head. So all these wacky jingles. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, it's like all these weird shit. Back to originally trying to like get this point across is that everybody's gonna sue your ass. That's what it's like now in America. Okay, everybody wants to get sued. Everybody's gonna sue somebody else to find a way to make money. But the bottom line is nobody makes money. The only people making money are the superwomans, the super lawyers, and the super like underhanded other law firms and bullshit you gotta deal with. So if anybody doesn't know, if you're doing anything in an industry you're not really sure about, or like you feel like it maybe potentially can try to protect yourself, because God knows that everybody's litigious now about everything, is you want to get a thing called E&O insurance. And I learned about this a few years ago.
IEOU?
No.
AEIOU insurance?
Yeah, it's a little weird. AEIOU. No, it's E&O insurance. And it stands for
The vowels.
is, and it's errors and omissions. And then basically, it's a type of professional liability insurance that protects companies, their workers, and other professionals against claims of inadequate work or negligent actions. So most companies, and in general, it's not really advertised, but E&O insurance will help you from a lot of private services. I mean, you can have car detail business. You can have, like we in our marketing industry, consulting industry, sales training. There's a lot of stuff that, I mean, dude, just to even fight they just put together, I mean, it's their time, right? Just to even respond to a lawsuit, you have to get a lawyer sometimes. And if you don't, you automatically, like, you're going to go through this whole big thing and go to court, and they're going to extract value. And I've caught a ton of scams in regards to ADA compliance. It's something that's been happening. And I talk about this in my digital marketing teachings. But E&O insurance will help you. It will put you in a good place. And it's really not that expensive. So if you guys are watching this and you're in business, or going to be in business soon, and you're not really sure what to get, and you don't have a specific insurance for your industry, then E&O insurance will help you. You're going to do that, It's something that you definitely want to do, because, dude, you got superwomen, super lawyers. They're paying for this stuff. There's a reason they're paying for it. They're paying for everybody else's money. And it's just like, I just see all these guys, and they're all like dressed up to the nines. They're like having club nights at their firms. How do you think they're doing all that stuff? Where do you think they're getting the money from? Getting it from money from people that they're probably driving out of business. So fight back, fight fire with fire. Get yourself some E&O insurance and let them fight it out with the insurance companies. Let the multi-million-dollar investment insurance trusts fight it off with the lawyers who just kind of, sit there and dredge up business out of nowhere. Could be anything. I mean, there's like guys like legitimately who, like, let's say about the no call list. There's guys who wait on the phone to see if that you're calling them from they're on the no call list, and they automatically record your call, and then they try to sue you for it, and then say, you called me, I was on the no call list, and actually make money. They actually make a living like that. There's so much unscrupulous shit in the business world that this is the kind of shit you got to look out for. And, I mean, again, outside of like being thankful, I'm thankful that I know this stuff, because for as low as like $20, $30 a month, you better believe that you don't want to deal with this. I'll give him hell. Look at that picture. She's going to give me hell. Do you want hell from her? I don't want hell from any of these cats. And they're all smiling. Everybody's really happy about it too. Like, yeah, I'm going to give you hell. So, yeah, if you don't want hell and you want to like mitigate that hell in business, that's what it's about, man. It's about solving problems. Then you're going to want to do that. All right, so that sums up everything for today. This Thanksgiving Eve. if you will.
So what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm gonna be working, and I'm probably gonna go probably take a little ride down south, go down south, catch myself a turkey. You know, use I'll listen to that song.
Bread
while
or
I do
butter?
it. Bread. I'll eat bread and butter. I love bread and butter. That's my downfall. Again, I love bread. So, but yeah, I'm probably just gonna like take it east. I'm gonna take it east, and then I'm going to I'm just gonna like focus on what I'm doing, man. Black Friday's here, e-commerce products we have.
Holidays.
Holidays here. It's time to make that money for 2020. I'm gonna get T-shirts that say that this year. Make that money for 2020. Time to make that money. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for watching. My name is David Scarpetta. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure wherever you're watching this, to hit subscribe.
I'll pull up the lower thirds on you right here.
Yes.
Boom.
Make sure you subscribe.
Boom, 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 boom. And let me do it to myself. I have been.
So you can subscribe at youtube.com/.
Hakeem the Dream.